welcome to Kirking Off, a warped Star Trek shakedown with hosts Nathan and Dean.
You got a fine tan shirt with an emblem on the chest.
All right, here we go. What's going on, Nate? How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, Dean. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. So what are we doing? We're doing a Star Trek podcast. Look, LSG Media's been around for 8 years now, and the whole time I've been saying, Nathan, I want to talk about Star Trek. I want to do a Star Trek podcast. Yes. I want to do a Star Trek. I tell everybody, if only I had time to do a Star Trek podcast, and just never knew how to skin that cat. And there's a bazillion Star Trek podcasts. Star Trek fandom is very passionate.
Indeed.
And I think we count ourselves among them.
Yes.
So we're like, let's do a fucking podcast. What are we waiting for?
Exactly.
It's time. We've done some on our bonus feed over at LSG Media. Got some practice in.
Quite a few episodes of Next Gen alone.
Absolutely. Yes. And so this is just a quick...
we could do so much more.
Yeah, we could do so much more. So this is just a quick intro, like, hey, start here. Here's kind of what to expect. You're going to notice right away when you look in the feed that the episodes are not named after the episodes.
No.
We do use episodes as launching points for conversations, but we don't think it's necessary for you to watch the episode. Will you get a little bit more out of it? Yeah, probably. Especially if you're brand new to Trek, you might want to watch it. But if you're a veteran or whatever, but the thing I've always thought about with Star Trek is so many people are like, oh, it's so overwhelming. I don't know. And
with Star Trek, a lot of the episodes themselves are exactly that. They're just episodes.
Right.
You know, they're not serialized at all for original series, Next Gen,
right.
Voyager, sort of, I guess, Enterprise, and then Deep Space Nine did get into a really kind of serialized format, but I think a lot of those episodes are still approachable by themselves.
Totally.
So you really don't need to have watched all the series. You don't need to be a huge Trek fan.
Nope.
We're going to talk about philosophy.
Yep.
We're going to try to make it entertaining.
Yep.
We're going to talk fart jokes.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make lots of crude comments.
First of all, you clicked on Kirking Off, so this is your fault, listener, okay? What you're about to embark upon, this adventure you're about to embark upon with us, this 5-year mission, as it were, is completely your fault.
Yes.
You pushed play, period. It's explicitly rated for a reason. If you know LSG Media, you probably have an indication as to the way we conduct ourselves, which is quite juvenile at times.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we're just here to sort of have fun. This isn't like, oh, we're trying to be edgy. We're just being who the fuck we are.
Yes.
Unlike a bunch of people who are not who they are when they sit down and record. They all put on these weird masks and they act strange and whatever.
Or just want to focus on the minutia of an episode versus...
like every detail.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Versus, actually kind of discussing what it made you feel.
Yeah, and we want to make each other laugh. Like that's what we're going to do. We're hoping you get entertainment out of it as well. And it's funny. You can ask Nathan. I sort of dragged myself to the microphone kicking and screaming to do this kind of episode because I hate episodes like this, which is like, here's why you should listen.
The introduction.
It's like, just fucking entertain me or move on, dude. I don't care about why. It's like a sale job. It's like a sell job. Like, check it out. It's the why. I thought it was necessary with Kirking Off because it's going to be a little bit different.
The format of the show.
Yeah, it's not, especially for LSG veterans who are like, oh, they're not going scene by scene exactly the way we want to understand the episode.
Yeah.
That's not what this is. There's a million Star Trek podcasts that all do that.
Yeah.
And there's a million people who watch Star Trek that know details because they've watched the same episode 8,000 times over and over again and they're 50. And they know exactly, in other words, there's people who know way more about Star Trek than us. There's people who are going to go through all the minutia more than us. People who literally know, like, oh, I know Article 17 of the fucking, the UFP, like, jerk me off, whatever. You're right. They know that. We don't know that.
No.
And that's okay. But
there are 25 episodes that feature the Prime Directive.
Right. And that shit can be kind of intimidating for people. Right.
Yeah.
So we're just here to say, hey, Star Trek, it's really fucking goofy sometimes, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be, treated like a holy relic, but it's also awesome, and we love it.
There's a holiness to it,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But like Star Trek's our buddy.
Yes.
It's our buddy that we love and we can make fun of.
We can make fun of,
Right?
exactly.
And we can
yeah,
have fun with because Star Trek is secure in itself to know that it's going to be okay.
And its place in pop culture is pretty much set in stone. I mean, we're not going to tear it down.
We're not going to dethrone Star Trek, Nate. No,
Yeah.
Us couple assholes. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, so expect lots of tangential nonsense.
Yeah. If you love Trek, you will probably be entertained.
That's
if
our
you
hope.
don't love Trek, you will hopefully be entertained.
If you're like on the fence and like, I've seen a few, it's kind of been this blind spot in my
Which
head.
is a lot of people, you know.
Come on.
Even us. You know,
Absolutely.
we're realizing how very little we watched of Enterprise or Voyager.
Sure.
And we're trying to, we're getting into that too. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, how our current selves get into,
Absolutely.
episodes we haven't seen in years. And then more importantly, getting a sense of, our listeners, what they want to hear and everything like that. As far as episodes, we're going to figure out some kind of way to get input.
Yep.
And get people involved, and
Yep.
we'll
We're
see where
fortunate
goes.
in that we're launching into a listener base already.
Yes.
So we're not coming at this from scratch. So as Nate was just saying, we will solicit listener feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Most of that's going to be done through probably through our Facebook page because there's a lot of like space there to talk in depth about stuff. And,
Yeah. And maybe
you know,
do a poll for picking what episodes we do
Sure.
next or whatever.
Absolutely.
There's so many ways we can do it and everything. And
Yep.
the point of this short little intro is to let everybody know that we do want a community, because Star Trek is definitely about community.
Yep.
And we mostly want to be the court jesters of that community.
Yeah. And we want you all to be that way too. Like that's the beauty.
Yes.
That's the beauty. The idea of Star Trek is everybody's fucking welcome.
Yes.
Come in here, relax,
Have
have fun, let your hair down. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. Leave your inhibitions at the door.
Yes. But
We're like Ryza.
yeah,
Just-
we're absolutely right. And you might be kind of like Picard on Ryza if you're not new to
Yes.
if you're like, oh, I've listened to every Star Trek podcast. If you're one of those dudes, you're like, I've heard all the Star Trek podcasts. And then you jump in on this one, you're like, these guys are terrible, whatever. It doesn't matter. Look,
No.
come have fun. It's fucking Ryza. You want to take a vacation. You want to feel at least as smart as, if not smarter than the hosts. You're in the right. You're in the right fucking place.
And in defense of those people, if I were on Ryza, that's exactly what I would be doing, what Picard does. Sitting awkwardly with a book. So
All right, I would probably be up to no good, but I don't know. We'll see.
you got your Hornamaga, or no, what was it? Hunamaga, or no, the Horgon. Horgon, right?
The gonna get laid on this planet rock. I think that's what they call it.
The open for business rock.
Yeah. All right, so a couple logistic things before we say goodbye and thank you for pushing play.
Yes.
Is we are going to drop episodes every other week, and if they come more frequently, that's your lucky day.
Yeah.
But that's what we're committing to. We're probably also going to look at getting some sort of back catalog going, bonus content in the future for sure. I'm not going to really pitch to you what we already have out there because it's all new, so don't even worry about that right now. Just enjoy kirking off a warped Star Trek takedown for what shakedown. I keep saying that. I should know my own show title.
Yeah. Well, and takedown implies once again that we're going to take them off of their pop culture pedestal.
I mean, we're going to slap them around a little.
Yeah.
But
Well, just playfully.
yeah.
Perhaps with a wet towel.
On their way to the shower.
Yeah.
And that's it. Anything else we want to say? Because we actually have to go record an episode right now.
No, I think that's it.
We're doing a double sesh today. All right, awesome. Well, here's a little peek behind the curtain. We got to go record the nth degree.
Yes.
We're
the
doing
degree.
what we don't know what we're going to call it yet.
No.
We don't name them until the episode's done, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Nathan, let's get out of here. And thank you guys very much for checking us out.
Yeah. Cheers.
You've been listening to Kirking Off, a warped Star Trek shakedown from LSG Media. Don't forget to visit us online at libertystreetgeek.net. That's libertystreetgeek.net.
Hey, everybody, this is Dean just breaking in the end here to say thank you to Floyd Fry for providing the lovely dulcet tones that you hear on the intro and outro of this particular podcast episode. He can be found on the Pop List podcast, as well as Scranton Talk, a generational The Office podcasts. And of course, I must thank the inimitable Scofflaws, who were gracious enough to let us use this great piece of music that we had to have for Kirking Off, called William Shatner. Make sure you guys pop over and check out what they have going on. And of course, thanks to all of the listeners who have been listening, subscribing, and sharing and all of that jazz. You guys make this whole thing possible. I put you all up for promotion. You're the best. Thank you. We'll see you next time.